our host, Mike Crook. Mike, we're into December and we wanted to talk about something that is very important. We're going to go over each one of LifeWave's technologies and segments a monthly segment on the Neil Haley Show and then also on the Mike Crook Show. But we want to talk first about the X39. A lot of times we get certain technology or even, let's say, certain diets or certain things, but we don't follow the protocol. So we don't get the best version that we can get, especially when we've heard about these amazing stories of life-changing help that the LifeWave X39 patch has done and many of the other technology that LifeWave has. Can you explain more, Mike, basically how you use the X39?
Well, routine is important to everything. You get up and brush your teeth in the morning and it has a routine with it. You comb your hair. All these things that we do is routine. So I just set a routine for my patches. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, I have a set of patches that I use on a regular basis. And they're the X49, the X39, and then the EON patch, okay, is what I use typically in the morning. So I have them set out the night before. When at 7 o'clock alarm goes off, I just go grab them and I take off a patch that I might be using at night, like maybe a sleep patch or something else, but I take the X49 and X39 and I just peel off the back of them and just take it and I stick it on the back of my neck where the backbone reaches the neck bone. The nape of the neck is what the old folks used to call that. And the Aeon, I can put it anywhere. It's anti-inflammatory. It's got a lot of other principles we'll talk about later in another show because it's like each one of these patches you can spend a whole half hour on. But I take it and put it down below my belly button a lot of times. So I'll put these things in different places. So routine is the first thing. Then I prepare a drink. I need to drink a gallon worth of water every day. 2 liters of a Coke bottle would be the same measurement. But I take my Celergize, which is a supplement that LifeWave manufactures that has all of the electrolytes and several other nutritional formulas in it that help your body form the GHKCU, the copper peptide, that is what is needed in the body. So it makes sure that you have everything that you need to be functional at your best. And the water plus the combination of that, I drink every morning, get that down, and then I'm consuming water the rest of the day, and I just keep going forward with it. And I've given my body everything that it needs for all of these patches to work synergistically. And then I've got the patches on in a spot that'll work for me. Now, you can put the patches just about anywhere. The studies, they specifically looked at the back, can put an X39 next to their knee and get better results than when it's on their neck. I had a leaky disc that was coming down my shoulder, was leaking down through my neck. The disc in my neck was leaking fluid from your spinal column. And that fluid was causing my muscles to tighten up on the right shoulder over here. And so I put the X39 on that for a while. That all disappeared. So you can put it anywhere and possibly get better results from where you're looking for it to do what it's doing. But we found that, again, it works well. Back here's a lot of different fluids and electrical pathways down the belly button. Again, a lot of different veins that go through there. Haven't really studied this out in detail, but has a lot to do with the pathways within the body, the acupressure points, the things like that. They put it on to get the best results. The body has pathways of communication, pathways where fluids flow through. And so if you're looking, for instance, to get these stem cells activated and going all over the body, you want to put them in a pathway where they can just distribute very well. It's like if I want to get out of Texas very quickly and fly to anywhere in the U.S., I'm going to locate near DFW Airport. I'm going to live nearby there. If I live too farther to the east, the west, north, or south, I got to drive for a couple hours. And so that's the same principle here. You want to be towards the path of distribution. So,
All right.
and
So let's talk about my fiance started using the ion patch that we got a couple of those to test those out. And she liked that patch better than the X39. Can you explain that? What is the
well,
reason? Like, yeah, go ahead.
So the X39 is a long-term cumulative effect on it, is the way I describe it. That's my description, that the longer you use it, the more effect you're going to get. We tell people that you should be using the stem cell activating patch, the X39, for a month for every decade you've been alive to maximize your results, meaning you may get results at 3 weeks, you may get results at 3 months, but the maximization of your results should be near the 6 month range where you're going to have just about everything's going to start working, fixing, repairing by that time period that you're going to get over the long haul. However, I'm still seeing different results with the X39 now at a year and a half than what I did at 6 months. So we just encourage people to keep it on forever. It's something I don't think I'll ever not wear every day. It's a daily patch. Some of the patches are not daily. You wear them for a period of time, take them off for a period of time, meaning not just the 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but you actually wear them for 3 or 4 days and then give yourself 2 days worth of rest and so on and so forth. And we'll get into each one of those as time goes on, but they have different working capabilities that do different things. The Aeon patch, the Eon, somebody pronounce it Eon. I think the name Eon means it's a measurement of time. And so it's
Okay.
designed as an anti-aging patch. And the anti-aging patch is it's to give you eons of life, an eon. And I'd have to go look up the definition, but it's a measurement of time. That's where they came up with the name on it. But it is highly anti-inflammatory within like 5 minutes. So you put it on your body and you've got inflammation going on, you're going to feel different with it. You're going to feel different with the ice wave patch. Those are instant, I call them instant, very effective very quickly. Excuse me, different kind of patches. The effect is going to be different. So do you wear the Aeon or the Eon instead of the X39? No, you wear them in combination. So let me give you a kind of a combo thing with the Eon and the X39. The
Yeah.
Eon is going to get rid of inflammation. The X39 is
Um,
producing stem cells. Stem cells go naturally to where there's a place of inflammation because it indicates the body has been damaged there, okay? So if there's inflammation there, your stem cells are going to be attacked by the autoimmune process of the body and it's going to kill them. And so instead of letting your stem cells die and not get the effect that they need to do in repairing that place where they're at, use the Aeon that gets rid of the inflammation. Again, Aeon is spelled Aeon, so everybody pronounces the A, but it's really Eon. And so if you use that, you're getting rid of the inflammation while at the same time the X39 is sending the stem cells to the same spot to help the body fix and repair what it needs to do there. And so they're a combo. They're a really good combo pack. In fact, the company has gotten to where if you're a Preferred Plus customer, the first thing they send you in your package with your X39 stem cell activating patches is the Eon patches as well. They send them right with you, free, because it's part of being the preferred customer package and what they do with you. They give you free patches every month. The preferred customer costs you $25 to be that, but you can also get your patches for free if you refer 3 customers. But at the same time, they're going to give you free stuff as well to introduce you to the other patches that the company has. It's probably the better preferred customer position that you can have is that one rather than just being a preferred customer that doesn't cost you anything. So, anyways, I don't know.
that's a great thing that they're doing because
Yeah,
then
it
you get
is.
introduced to that patch. So the X39, some people, it depends on the person. In a lot of ways, how long till they start seeing effects in areas of their body, right?
Yeah.
This is the
So,
long term. You got to wear it every day, preferably 12 hours, right? Is that correct?
correct. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Yeah. Unless you're experiencing some sort of glutathione, and the glutathione is going to cause you to feel detox. So if you feel puny, then you probably need to wear the X39 a little less every day until you get past the detox effect and then go on from there. That's the only thing that I've ever seen happen in the body that is a negative effect. Excuse me, got a cough this morning. I don't know
Oh
why.
wow. Okay, so that's interesting. So what do you so basically what you mean detox? Explain that to our listeners and viewers.
So glutathione is the natural antioxidant that the body produces, one of the several antioxidants that the body produces naturally. When you boost your stem cell activity, one of the benefits is you get an additional production of glutathione. And that glutathione will go along in the body and detox it. And so if you're not healthy when you start the X39s alone, meaning morbidly obese, you're not eating right, you're doing a lot of things, you're not hydrating, then you're going to get a feeling, possibly, not everybody does, but just a possible feeling of, I feel my mother would call it puny, not sick, but I just don't feel well. And I'm having some
Mm.
sort of a detox. Like you might have a watery nose, so you might experience a bowel movement that's not real firm, like your normal bowel movement would be. Just things that are detox effects. It's the body getting rid of toxins within it is a detox. That's what you call it. And this process will end after a period of time because the body's finished. It's good. You're knowing that the X39 is causing the effect that it needs to have there. But if you don't want to feel that feeling of detox, you can prolong it and and do it where it doesn't have that feeling in your body. So you can wear the patches like 3 hours starting and then 12 hours off, then 3 hours on again, 12 hours off. You can do then 6 hours on and then 12 hours off. You can keep changing them out over time to where you get to the 12 hours. You build it up. It's like somebody taking a medicine that has to build up in the body. It's the same thing. It's you're building up your body's ability to deal with the detox and not feel it, not have that feeling with it. But that's so rare. I tell you what, I've got over 2,800 clients on the X39, and in that process, I've maybe run into 3 people who've had a detox where they felt
Mm,
that. So it's not common, it's very rare. But we tell everybody about it because a lot of times we're talking to people over the phone, we've never seen them. We don't know what their health is, and we just make them aware that if they feel puny, then just take the patch off, give themselves a little bit of time, put it back on, just intermittently spread out the time. Sometimes you can take it off the skin, put it on the clothes instead. Clothing does not block the infrared light coming through our body. If you look through night goggles and you look at somebody who's got clothing on, you can still see their infrared signature, right? So you can
right.
see the light coming through, but the patch will reflect the light back to the skin through your clothing the same way it came to the patch. So if someone's having a detox, you can actually put it on their clothes instead. If someone is adverse to wearing the patch, like say somebody who has an autistic person who doesn't like certain clothes, this is itchy, mama, I won't wear that. And they'll throw
Right.
the shirt off or something like that because they're autistic. You can put that on their clothing and get the same effect on them with it on their clothing that they would if it were on their skin. It's
Really? That's a really interesting thing.
it
So
is
people that might have certain allergies to the patch, that happens. They could do that then.
Yeah, that would be rare too. But I have not ever met anybody that has an allergy to the stickability of the patch. It is not allergenic, and it doesn't cause anyone to have a reaction to it at all. They
Mm.
suggest switching out patches to different spots so you don't put it in the same spot every day. But I put mine in the same spot every day. I have never had a problem with it. But it's not something that's common with it. If it were, then they would have already adjusted it
Uh,
out, figured out.
oh,
Okay,
that's what they do. Absolutely. So I guess what you'd recommend is first people take the X39, then they start seeing if there's still areas that are involving more inflammation. I need to lay out more. I really like the education of you giving me all these different patches because now I've never been educated like this. And I was introduced to the X39 about a year ago. And then I've gone off and on as a customer. And now I'm promoting this. I'll have link when I start creating my videos as I'm looking at my whole health biohacking YouTube channel I'm going to be creating. This is all the process. Got to get you guys up and running, and then I could start rocking it out as well. But people DM me if you're interested, because this is the one product I'm going to tell you right now that I know without having caffeine, with how my body feels, how young I feel, it just happens quickly for some. But my question is, what about for those people that doesn't happen quickly? What do you think if they're following the protocols you talked about, hydrating, making sure you're exercising, diet wise, and following the protocol by wearing it every day?
well, if they're doing all that, then they're going to be the rare number because I would say 97% tile people are going to get benefits from the patch if they're doing all that stuff. If they're not, I would still say more like 85% is my experience. Again, I'm not talking what we've done in research or anything, and I'm not giving any kind of medical advice or anything, but it's just my own personal experience that my own clients, 85% of them get benefits like that. I mean, instantly, you can put the X39 on somebody's body and it's going to start to work. We know it starts to do things biochemically in the body, but how do they feel?
Totally.
So if you're looking for somebody of these, well, I can't predict that because the body is this huge compensatory machine that it's going through and borrowing from Peter to pay Paul to make everything work. I mean, if you, for instance, put a sleeve on your stomach or gastro bypass and reduce your stomach size or whatever else, you're not going to be able to absorb certain nutrients that you need for your body to work. So your body's going to borrow from Peter to pay Paul until it eventually dies. And the last place it's going to take calcium, for instance, from is your heart. Your heart will stop. But it'll take calcium from your teeth. That's why you've seen people who've had gastric bypasses, not everybody, but some people get gastric bypasses, their teeth start to fall out. They have problems with their teeth decaying and things like that because the calcium just disappears from it. The body is taking it out of there and putting it somewhere else. So in this instance, it's sending stem cell activity. But where is that stem cell activity going? Where is the benefits of the copper peptides going? We don't know, because the body's going to say it needs to go here. And for you, that's a different place than it is for me. So the first day I got on the patches, I slept like I was a teenager. I slept for a full hours, and I can tell you I've slept for a full 8 hours ever since then. And I hadn't slept for a full 8 hours in decades. But I mean, I slept hard. And and my wife would say, "Did you hear that storm last night?" And I say, "No, honey, I'm just sleeping." She wasn't on the patch yet. And I says, this is making me sleep good. I wake up, I'm energized. I don't need coffee to get through the day.
No.
I've got all this stuff. So this was an instant feeling for me. Does that happen for everybody? No. But when they don't get something like that, if they don't get something that's happening that you can see or feel, I say, are you hydrating? And usually the answer is no. Well, how much water are you drinking every day? Well, I drink a Coca-Cola, and I drink this and I drink that. And I go, well, that's not the same. You need to have water coming into your body.
All
you
right.
need hydration. Do you do anything to get electrolytes into your system? If you don't, then that's probably the answer. And then I get them on something like Synergize in the morning with the water, and guess what?
Change it. So that's all part of the process. So if you're interested in the product, there's going to be a link down in the bottom hand of the screen, but make sure you DM us. We're just creating the content. The longer content's coming soon, and soon the Mike Crook Show website is going to be up and running, where you will have all the different people's testimonials, and also looking at specifically enough other people that you can work with to make this happen. So I appreciate it, Mike, and we'll look forward to the next conversation. All right. That was a special simulcast, Neil Haley Show on the Mike Crook Show, guys. Take